All right. Let me bring over Afro mic. I gotta get my mic switched up here. Um, yeah, you're going, bitch. And I'm looking for my headphones on the wrong side of my desk because it's not like I wear these every single day or anything. So how the hell would I know where they are? Hey, Jeremiah. Oh, this might be a long one. I just tried to put Jeremiah's first and last name together as Jeremiah. Apparently, Jeremiah, I don't have enough time for two words. Jeremiah, Andrew, Wolverine, Chrome, Big Green. Yeah, you're first, Jeremiah. Big Green, Code Connor, Nicholas. Willie says, have some ideas for some community-based G100s? I'm not sure what you mean, pal, by community-based G100. I'm. Oh, you mean like getting community feedback as to what you want to sponsor? Lick says, who the fuck are you? Well, just don't look out your windows at night. Or do. Chrome says, hanging like an Afghan. Oh, Chrome. Oh, pink flamingo. Cheeseburgers are better than chicken nuggets. Fuck that. Pink flamingo. No. Time out. Hamburgers, absolutely. Once you put that goddamn American cheese on anything, it becomes toxic, putrid shit. That's sorry, bro. Incorrect. Bad touches for all, indeed. Plus ultra. I'll explain to you guys what the title is. We leave Friday, and anytime we fly, I mean, I'm not afraid of flying at all. At my age, I'm not afraid of dying at all. So, but anyway, just because you never know when you're going to be in the air, when you're going to be away, there's always a chance of something happening. We don't like to leave without seeing Brax. So Thursday we're going to run out to his college, and then Thursday night we're going to spend the night in Albany because our flight leaves so early Friday morning that we didn't have to want to get up from here and drive. So today and tomorrow will be the last time I can stream, unless I just stream from, down at Disney. And I thought of different topics and different things, and I know we got to do a video clip stream again, but I just really kind of wanted to sit, the same as I need to see Spaz Kid before I can go. I really wanted to just spend some time just hanging out with you guys before we go. So I figured this will give me 2 days because we'll have today, and then tomorrow will be Free For All Friday on Wednesday. Cheap jump scare. Nice. Jumped in. Ha, get it? Jump, because it's in his name, so it's really funny. Jumped in and took over Stream Boss. Rosa. For those who don't know, Rosa, and again, I only mention this because Rosa's very upfront about it and shared it with us. Rosa is transgender, and she's got some of the most brutal transgender barbs I've heard. What's the difference between an Afghan and a transgender? Afghans hold on for life. Jesus Christ. That's rough. Stormstar says, I can't blame Susan for once. I know, it's almost disappointing in a way, isn't it? Pink Flamingo says, no, don't ban me. I can still join the winning side. Yeah, you lost me, bro. As soon as you had now, if you'd have put hamburger, we'd have been good. We'd have been on the same page, and I like chicken nuggets. But yeah, give me a good hamburger any day. But as soon as you put that ratty-ass American cheese on anything, oh, god damn. We were just talking about that, too, downstairs. Carrie's not only staff for our daughter, she's a good friend of the family's. And we're just talking about different foods. Oh, what did she ask? Oh, she said something about, it came up because my wife, there's one of the resorts at Disney World has tomato soup that is apparently godlike or something. I don't know because I don't eat tomato soup. But my wife, we went down there, and I don't think I've ever seen her like that for a dish, a commonplace dish. Whereas me, I get excited. Well, I'm a fat guy. So, if like the pizza is particularly good, I get excited. If they make a good blueberry pie, I get excited. My wife loved this tomato soup at this resort. So she can't wait till we get back down there. We have to go all the way over to eat at that one resort just to get their tomato soup. And Carrie was saying something about she only likes tomato soup. She has it with a nice grilled cheese sandwich or something. I was like, oh, fuck. And she goes, you don't like grilled cheese? I said, American cheese. And she's usually not a traitor to me. She usually doesn't like cheese either, but she said she likes it in grilled cheese sandwiches. No. Fuck American cheese. Whenever anybody, we have a lot of people around the world and some within this own country who like to demean America. And if you're going to do it, start with the cheese, because that's where we fucked up. That's the biggest fuck up we ever made. Wolverine says American cheese is better than Indian food garbage. Well, see, the thing there, Wolverine, for me, just for me, I can't do spices. And now you guys with the Indian food, that's too spicy. So it's not even a fair comparison. Taste, if it were just purely taste, I don't know because I can't do the spices. But you guys would have to have some pretty rancid food for me to be worse than American cheese. But again, the Indian food is just out because I'm a pussy when it comes to spices. I just can't do it. Willie says, like sponsoring a game we can all play together like Among Us or Cards Against... Oh, sure, you can do that. You can do that as a G100. Sure, Willie. Sure, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. Big Green says, Lix just told me you guys don't exist. I don't know what to believe anymore. God damn it, Lix. Let's see. Chrome says, Indian, Chinese, and Italian food is a staple in the UK. You just need it made well. Yeah, much like the American people. Oh, that's what Lex said. Much like American people, American cheese doesn't exist. Wait a second. The flat earthers didn't say we don't exist. Those damn Australians pretending to exist and everything. Ooh, look at us, we exist. Stop. Freaking Aussies. Luna. Oh, good one. Luna the Hellhound. Good character. Sup, Spaz, I love your videos. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love your videos, Luna. Indian food doesn't have beef. That's a big fuck up. Ooh. Good point. I didn't think about that, Wolverine. I would agree with that part, yes. You guys know what a beef freak I want the meat. Chrome says, I hate spicy food as well, so I never go with spicy Indian food. Lamb sagwala. Never heard of that. And garlic naan is delicious. They're not spicy. Yeah, I couldn't. It would have to. If I were to try it, yeah, it'd have to be something like that. You guys, you'll never see a bigger pussy when it comes to spicy foods. I was thinking this as we started the stream. If there was one thing in my schedule I wish I could arrange, I wish like once a week I could find, and right now I just don't have the time slots for it, but I could find a time where we could do just like a chilled out 3 or 4 hour stream. I just enjoy these streams so much. ZW Punk says, want to hear a joke? We're always good for junk. We're always good for junk. We're always good for jokes here, Punk. Best thing to do is don't even ask us. Just put it in because, the chat goes by pretty quick. So that way, if I do happen to see your comment, I'll see the joke. Excuse me. Spazdev says, I might go to Disney in March. Oh, cool. Watch for, if you can, Spazdev. Again, anybody wants to talk Disney or their trips, let me know anytime. I'm so geeked out for that. And that is one thing I can tell you I honestly consider myself an expert at. I know about going to Disney, best times, best ways to do things. Just be careful as far as crowds for the spring breakers. It depends on which week you go in March. Sometimes spring break gets bombed there. It's still a good time, don't get me wrong. But if you have flexibility in your schedule, there are certainly some weeks that are better than others to go. Jack. Never seen a bigger pussy. Ever been to a Weight Watchers summer meeting at a woman's gym? Rosa says, I want to get spicy. Let's talk about the transgender suicide statistics again. I'm a masochist, by the way. Rosa, you bring that up, and as I said, Rosa is transgender, and she's got a lot of pointed jokes about that. But being a member of that community, Rosa, why do you think the suicide rate is so high in the community? Do you think it's just because... I think it's got to be more than just that people are unaccepting. That sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks for people to look down on you, demean you just because of a life decision you made. But could that really... we've had a lot of groups who have been, unfortunately in America, who have been tread upon in a nasty manner. Obviously, black people, uh, Irish people, Italians, most any wave of immigrants has been treated poorly in some way or another. And you never saw anything like those crazy statistics for suicide. I'm just curious. Somebody in the community I've never understood why it's so high. Spezdev says, when I go, I will message you about it. Absolutely. I want to try that pizza place. Oh, you gotta. You love really bad, so I'm going to have to ask you about it when I'm about to go. Absolutely. And Spazdev, as you're making plans, if you have any questions, let me know, because remember, there are deals on everything at Disney. We're assuming even coming out of the pandemic, as things are getting squared away, those deals will continue. But we've never, since our first one, and I really started getting into researching Disney trips, we've never paid straight rack rates for anything. So I can tell you what exactly to look out for and where your best deals are. Wolverine says, check last post. Also, Wakanda forever. Wakanda. Where's Wolverine? Wolverine says, India deserves whatever they get for not allowing beef in their diet. No beef is why I'm ashamed of my garbage culture. It's just because of all the cows being sacred thing, right, Wolverine? Nicholas says, everyone gets equal shit in the U.S. Yeah. Do I like sushi? No, Code. Again, there's nothing, with sushi, there's nothing wrong with it, other than that, my tastes are extremely limited. Really, you would never imagine it with being a big fat guy like I am. But I'm such a picky eater. The only difference for like things like American cheese and mayonnaise, a lot of foods I just don't care to eat. The flavor just isn't particularly good to me. There's very few that are actually gut-wrenching type stuff, and that's why American cheese and mayonnaise stick out for me. Luke says, I'm glad my anti-Irish movement is gaining traction. They've had it too good for too long. You're on edge today. Okay. Rosa says, the suicide rates are high because it's a mental illness. I don't have enough chat space to go in depth. Oh, I understand. Unless you want to read multiple messages, but I think it adds up with the discrimination. Yeah, it is interesting to me, Rosa. I agree with you. I think the discrimination absolutely is a factor. I just, at one point, and I don't know if this is still the case, it was like they were estimating it at like 40%. That's insane. And again, for anybody just coming in, we're talking about, Rosa is a transgender woman, and we're talking about transgender suicide and why the rates are so high. I know this is one, and here I'm the one saying, I just want to have a hangout and talk about light stuff and have a good time stream. And I immediately ask Rosa, so why do you think the suicide rates are high in this nice light? Let's have a party type stream. Me, I'm smart. Chrome says, I hate fish but like sushi because I eat meat-based sushi like beef nigiri and beef tataki. You know what? That might be something I could try, Chrome. That would be something I would be willing to give a shot to. There are certain things that are exceptions, like I generally don't care for rice. And again, that falls in the category of a food that I never volunteer to eat, but I don't hate it. But I will say, for some reason, the way Japanese rice is generally prepared, I actually really do like it. The way Chinese rice is prepared, it's just got to be the sauces, right? You guys would know way more about this than do I. Chinese rice is just like, bleh. But the Japanese rice I really enjoy, at least what I've had of it. Leon says, yo, what I missed? No notification. Just hanging out, Leon. And yeah, unfortunately, notifications are tough to come by. Lick says, did you know that the reason Americans call them hamburgers, even though they're made of beef, is because the name came from the Germans? That's why you should stop calling them that, because fuck Germany. Licks is hoping to offend every nationality by the end of the stream today. Rosa says, but in short, the Y chromosome doesn't do anything except for adding genes and stopping the X chromosome from making a girl. Sometimes an error happens and a female brain develops, not a male brain. That's an interesting take. I never read that before, Rosa. I've always said, because, again, you guys know me. I'm honest with you about everything. I have no issue with transgender people. I think it's patronizing when straight people say, oh, well, I understand how you feel. Well, I can't understand it because I haven't felt it. But I can certainly imagine it. It's like, yeah, I could see that. I could see being a dude and thinking, no, this ain't right. Or being a girl and thinking, no, something was wrong here. So, but that was an interesting way to put it. I never really had it laid out like that before. Lick says, Curtis, we've been over this. I'm not racist if everything I said about other races is correct. You know what amazed me? It just came up the other day, and it's a good thing I guess we don't, it's funny. We have, if you look at the breakdown of our channel where people are from here over at the YouTube channel, Europe is extremely well represented, except for France. Do you think the French have gotten the message of how mean we are to them here? But what I was telling my wife the other day, you guys fascinate. It's so much fun for me to be able to talk to you guys that live in other parts of the world, rather than, because a lot of what we certainly what we get through our media is largely garbage, and what you get through social media is garbage. So it's to hear it from you guys directly, and it seems like I don't think I've met a European here at the channel that when it's come up had nice things to say about France. That's really interesting to me because, no matter how much teasing there is, I've heard good things about every place else, whether it's England, Scotland, Irish land, as Spaz Kid would say, Spain, you name it. I've heard good things about it. But nobody ever has anything good to say about France, it seems. Which, again, that's not an opinion. That's an observation. Thomas says, I saw a tweet about someone putting mayonnaise and peas on pizza. It became a rally call for pineapple and no pineapple on pizza to put their difference aside. Yeah. Oh, that person should be taken into custody, whoever did that. I mean, you shouldn't be allowed to walk the streets. Come on. You're a danger to yourself and others. Philip says, my only problem with trans people is when the ones that switch from male to female expect straight men to be attracted to them. And if they aren't attracted to them, then they're transphobic. No, I agree with that too. Well, I think that's true in any subset within a population. Is I get annoyed when it's like, okay, if my take on you, whatever it may be, whether it's trans or anything else you choose to be, my take on you is, do your own thing. I don't care. But your take on me is, well, if you don't feel a certain way about me, then you're racist, you're transphobic, you're whatever. Yeah, I'm with you. And again, that's one thing I say is at least that's why I'm uncancelable, because the people who would want to cancel you for things of that nature, I couldn't give a fuck less about. Willie says, the French are too busy being human trafficked. I guess that takes up a lot of your time. That's understandable. Spastiel says, what if some Indian had some rare beef allergy, so just decided to troll the rest of them? Like, dude, didn't you know cows came from the sky and you eat them? You guys are brutal today. I like this. You do wonder where certain things come from, certain, whether it's lifestyle things or belief systems or whatever. I've always said that about cigarettes. Who was the first one that decided, somewhere down the line, to take these leaves, wrap them really tightly, set them on fire, and suck on it? At what point do you get inspired to even attempt that? And why? Johnny's back. Johnny says, all right, we'll give some land to the blacks and the Chinese, but we don't want the Irish. Sadly, had to soften it up. Johnny, we've been looking for you. Now, someone had told us, and it's secondhand information, but we hadn't seen you, that you had gotten deployed to Afghanistan. And we were just worried because of, obviously, everything that went down in Afghanistan. But it seems everything's okay, so, feeling much better today. Much better today. Cool. Lute says still a dick move to ruin beef for the rest of them, though. Yeah, that is. Trolling is one thing, and being a total dick is another, and that falls into the latter category. Wolverine says, didn't Gordon Ramsay study French cuisine? If the god of food likes an aspect of French culture, it does say something to France's ability somewhere. Yeah, because, again, I just based on our European contingency here, nobody ever has much good to say. Okay, Chrome says France has great sweets and sights if it only wasn't for all those French men. And that's what it seems to always come down to be when we talk about that is, I know it's a stereotype, but it must be one based in some sort of fact that I hear from the other Europeans. They don't like going to France because the French people are douchey, which I don't know. Is that a reputation that you want to? It just seems like the French are comfortable with it. Philip says, frack France. All my homies hate France. A part of me wonders if it has something to do with Napoleon, Cardinal Richelieu, and losing in 1940. Could be. I forget about that too. Philip's Canadian, and of course you have a large French population in Canada as well. Andrew says, fine, you guys can't have our whiskey then. And Chrome says, I've actually been to France a few times, LOL, so I can say from experience. Yeah, that's what, Chrome, that's what a lot of the Europeans have told me. That, they've been there, and they're not talking about what others have said. They said they see it firsthand, and I've had a bunch of the Europeans say, fuck that place. I don't even go over there. No interest anymore, because they just didn't like it so much. Nacho says the French part of Canada is objectively the worst part of Canada. It's just like, you know what, it strikes me as, for those of you who are sports fans, you'll understand this, American sports fans. The fans in Philly are known to be the most toxic in the land, in the world. And it almost seems like they embrace that. They go out of their way to be douchebags and be obnoxious because of it. And it almost seems like, in some ways, the same thing happens on an international scale with France. That they've got that reputation for being snooty and obnoxious and just unfriendly in general, but it almost seems like they embrace it. Timothy says, lighting random things on fire makes sense to me. Masag says, everyone talks bad about French people, but did you see French government? A strong national government with a bunch of based laws. Yeah, I have no firsthand knowledge of France, and certainly very limited interaction with French people, because again, we have a much, to give you an idea, we have a much bigger Russian population here at the channel than we do French, which you just wouldn't think, with the similar types of societies. Oh, Jack says the French soccer team once refused to play in the World Cup. Really? The World Cup? Wow. People paid millions, refused to play for hundreds of thousands for the honor of representing their country. That surprises me. Wow. Dick move. Rosa says, in the world, have you seen English football fans? Yeah, true. When the Germans were losing a match, the British started chanting, all those who won the war, stand up. Come on, Rosa, that's a pretty good chant. That's a harsh one. That I know what you mean. I've seen a lot of the riots and stuff after football games or during football games, but that's a quality chant. No. Mr. Croissant says, did you see the shoot fight on Monday Night Raw between Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair? Pretty rare to see in wrestling nowadays. A legit shoot? How did that come about? Vince would have a stroke over that. No, I didn't see that at all, Mr. Croissant. Wow. Lick says, they just threw a white flag on the football field and ran away screaming like little girls. Well, somebody in here gave me one of my all-time favorite jokes was, why is the French flag made of Velcro? So they can easily rip off the red and blue and give up. Oh, here, Johnny. It was pretty rough, but it got really bad when the suicide bombing happened. Well, that's when we really got scared. I was near it when it went off, but I'm unharmed. Oh, that's good to hear, Johnny. So sorry to hear about those who weren't as lucky. I'm just glad you're back with us again. We've been looking for you, pal. Lick says, trust me, you need to watch some of the football chant videos on YouTube. It's amazing watching Americans react. That's a good idea. I would like to just based off that one chant. That's fucking harsh. Everybody who won the war, stand up. Not you, Franz. Sit your ass down. Oh, shit. Chrome says, kind of ironic given anime and manga is huge in France. Is it? I didn't know that. It's the second biggest place for it after Japan. No shit. 20 million volumes of manga sold in the first half of 2021. Goddamn, I would have never guessed that. Really? And then it's got to be us then. Whether it makes you ashamed as a member of our community here or proud, apparently we have deflected all the French people away. The word is out. Rosa says, French foods aren't French. Fries, Belgium. Croissants and baguettes, Austro-Hungarian. Wine, Greek. Do I need to go? Wow, that's rough too. They go slapping their goddamn names on shit that doesn't even belong to them. Maybe that's why everybody doesn't like them. Oh, God, you guys are funny. Lick says, oh, and they're all weaves. Perfect. Now I can hate them even more. And Lutz, it's a fun stream. And Lutz says, football, the legal way to buy a black person, especially for France, because we lost against an African team in the World Cup when we went up against them, the colonizing motherfuckers. Jeez. Alan says, sir, have you watched the Harry Potter movies? Still have not. No. So we can watch your reaction to Gandalf versus Dumbledore. Also, when will you react to ERB's newest battle? Alan, I'm sorry, I read it as Alan. Right now, I'm at a crossroads here because my vision, I am nearsighted. So if something is up close to me, I can't have my glasses on or I can't see it. But if it moves far away at all, I need my glasses. And so right now I'm getting to a point where my screen is falling right into that no-fly zone. But if I'm saying that right, I won't react to something just, because it'll get good views or whatever, like ERBs do. Excuse me, if I don't think I have something entertaining to add to it, I don't react. And that's why I didn't do Gandalf and Dumbledore. That's why I didn't do the most recent one. I don't even remember who it was. Those were two people in history that I know of, but I don't know enough about, that I felt confident I would get enough of the references ERB makes. So again, I just think that's tacky to react to something that I don't feel like I'm going to make something entertaining of just to try and get some views. The upside is, I forgot to mention this to you guys, I'll be mentioning it. Ever since I initially stopped reacting to videos until they'd been up for like 3 days, because that's when I saw the YouTube algorithm had placed a reaction video early on over the original video itself. I think I might be able to not have to do that anymore because I do track this stuff. I haven't seen that happen in probably a year. And I know they're always tweaking the algorithm. It seems like there's no longer a concern. Like when somebody creates a video and posts it, they get the top spot and the top spot stays there. And then you have to add the word reaction to it to see the reaction videos come up in front. So given that, I feel more confident with that. At least now I won't have the heartache of waiting several days on these videos that I'm dying to see when they come out. Oh, gotcha. Timothy says the fire comment was in response to people figuring out to burn tobacco, other stuff. Gotcha. Okay, I'm sorry, Timothy, I didn't even put it together. I gotcha. Yes, I like to burn things. No, Wolverine. American grilled cheese is for the win, yo. No. Oh, jeez. All that stuff. Yeah, well, Spagio's got a point. Why is no one talking about French kissing? Now, I wonder, though, Rosa made a good point with a lot of things they slap the French name on that don't actually belong to them. What about the kissing? Is that something else they confiscated? Hmm. Inquiring minds need to know this. And Rick said it's because nobody wants to kiss a French person. Jesus Christ. Look, you're on a roll today. She says you would just have the taste of cheese and tears in your mouth. Fuck. Oh, oh my God. Johnny's on edge today too. If I had a vegan girlfriend, he says, I'd tell her to open her mouth and close her eyes, pretending I'm going to give her a facial, but I just crack an egg in her mouth. Ha ha, made you cheat, bitch. Jesus Christ. You guys are off the wall today. Oh, I like it. Oh, man. Pizza Man. Hey, Curtis, finally got my taste back from COVID. Oh, good to know. Time to go raid my Papa John's. Hope you're doing well. Doing really well. Glad to hear it, pal. Oh, man, as a fat man, oof. I don't even know how I would cope with that side effect. It would be just my luck that if I was going to get COVID, I would get it right now, just before we go to Disney, the greatest individual place to eat that I know of. God damn, you guys are rough. Nacho says French maids aren't French. You can't be desirable and French at the same time. Oh. And then Irene says, something smells really good in the stream. Oh, it's just France getting roasted as usual. I've just always been amazed by that because, again, well, how many years have we been streaming now and everything? And we've always had an international community here. And pretty much any place else in the world that we talk about with any regularity, somebody will have something positive to say about them, and it just never happens for France. Yeah, Nicholas says, "Okay, Curtis, how do you scare a Frenchman? Scream, the Germans are coming." Tsunami says, "Glad Johnny's back." Me too. He always comes up with some funny, demented shit. He does. That was rough. Haha, made you cheat, bitch. Oh, you guys are killing me today. Philip says, how bad are the French at fighting? There's a thing called the French Foreign Legion. They're how to tell you everything. Yeah. That's a good point, Philip. Good point. Oh. 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 Wow. Masag. Ooh. People here roasting France worse than German flamethrowers. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I wonder if France realizes what a bad day they're having today. Oh, oh man. Chrome says, I like French comics as well as the current Elric of Meldebone series from France is beautiful, though it's written by an Englishman. You ever seen the gorgeous French Mickey Mouse comics or art? Oh, no, I haven't. I haven't seen that. Yeah, Mickey Mouse. Hood says, so France is the new Stephen Hawking then. Yeah, it seems that way. Makes sense. They can't stand up for themselves in a conflict. Oh. And you know it's genuine because look at how pointed and gleeful all the shots that the French people are in this stream. Rosa says, want to hear a cool quote? When Marmont arrived in Spain to replace Marmont? Is pronounced Marmont? Arrived in Spain to replace the dying Marshal Messina. After his failures in Spain, Marmont said, so, Prince of Essling, I see that you are no longer Messina. Philip says, oui, oui, baguette. Irene says these jokes are ferocious today. They are. Holy crap. And like I say, tomorrow will be our surrogate Friday because, again, for anybody just coming in the stream, we leave on Friday, but Thursday night we're going to go down, spend the night in Albany just because our flight on Friday is so damn early. And then during the day on Thursday, we want to get out and see Brax. We always like to, make sure we see him before we fly or anything like that. So we're heading out to his college. I won't have time to stream then. And I just want to spend these 2 days, today and tomorrow, which will be Free for All Friday. I want to spend these 2 days hanging out with you guys for the same reason we're going to see Brax on Thursday. Just, we're going to be in the air, we're going to be doing different things, and I want to make sure I get it to hang out and touch base. And holy shit, this turned out to be a great day here in the chat. No one says the best thing the French ever did was make wee wee a regular thing to say. Willie says, I don't hate the French, I just love some good old racism. Yeah. It doesn't really matter who the point of the topic is or anything. It's just fun to throw it around. Chrome says, found it. Here's an example of some of France's old Disney comics. They blow ours out of the water. Okay, cool. Hold on just a second, guys. I'll be away for just a second. I want to take a look at Chrome's link here. Oh, wow. Excuse me. That's pretty cool. That's intense. I want to blow that up. Manu. You're right. That is. I'll give him that. That is really, really strikingly well drawn. I do like that. That looks good. Excuse me. Wyatt from Canada says, "How you doing, Curtis? Doing good, my friend. I recently rediscovered your channel. I've been subbed for almost 6 years now. Oh, good to have you, pal. Yeah, that's one of the things that YouTube did as a favor for all of us when they put in the whole stupid bell thing and everything, and then took it further, and you got to tick the bell and answer some questions to get notifications. What they did was they basically said to everybody that had subscribed to your channel prior, fuck you guys, you don't need notifications. So if you didn't remember, like who would, to go back to a channel and hit the bell and everything, you would just not get notifications anymore. Tsunami says, why is it that immigrants get trashed in this country? I don't think immigrants necessarily get trashed in this country, Tsunami. If you're talking, you're not talking about French, are you? Because we're not talking about French immigrants. We're talking about the French people in France. Special says, Arabs can't pronounce the letter P. I'm trying to make a cause they're scared of pussy joke, but it's not coming to me. Somebody help. Scared of the pussy balls? No one rings the bell but Susan, and Susan hates noise. Well put, Chrome. Yeah. Isn't that the sad truth? Philip took over as stream boss. Alan says, sir, the reaction of your wife to the Goosh got taken down on Vimeo. Where can we watch it? Good question. If you find it, let me know. Because I do have one folder, a portable hard drive, that has 1,550 unmarked videos on it because the drive had crashed and I had to recapture everything. So I've got to go through them all one by one and then rename them, retag them, and it's in there somewhere. That because the one on Vimeo was the only place I had that video at the time. Philip says, remember that war of 20 years? The French lost to a third world country. Oh, wait, that was America a few days ago. Oh. Yeah, well, Philip, America's going to continue racking up losses as long as we approach things the way that we did in Vietnam and the way that we did in Afghanistan. I don't think that improves the French record any, but Johnny says, when my parents fled the Soviet Union in the early 80s, they were spat on here. Obviously not the norm, but it happens. Really? It does happen. I mean, I think that's true. I mean, not to stick up for that. That's horrible. I think that's true anywhere. When, unfortunately, throughout history, when people are different for any reason, whether it's where you come from, what you look like, whatever the case may be, there's unfortunately going to be some douchebags who take exception to you because of that difference. I did see that, Pizza Man. That was a while ago. He says, did you see one of the whitest kids you know founders died? I did see that. That was sad. There's some really, really funny guys. I enjoyed their videos. Excuse me. Rosa says, I'll defend the French. The French gave the English a month of thinking time in World War II. It's not a lot, but you can't expect too much of the mentally ill now, else it might throw a fit or a white flag. Yikes. Misag says, you must watch that video of football game between Germany and Iran national teams. Iranian fans did Nazi salute during German national anthem. German fans were shocked. Yikes. That's fucked up. Wow. I guess there's no wonder why so many football games end up with violence among the spectators. That's pretty rough. Whew. No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that, Chrome. She says, so did you see that the mother of one of the soldiers who died during the suicide attack had her Facebook taken down for criticizing Biden and talking about how he disrespected her? Doesn't surprise me, though. I mean, we know that it's in a nutshell the problem with everything in this country. Everything is sides. When Trump would do something stupid, you had people that were so hardcore up his ass that they'd try and rationalize it. And now we're seeing that when Biden does something insanely stupid, there are hardcore people so far up his ass that they turn into idiots to try and rationalize it for him. Because it's not about right and wrong. It's not about what's best for everybody or anything anymore. It's all about how does this affect my side. I wonder, Chrome, is that the woman who was on that douchebag Chris Cuomo show? Because he had someone on the line, and no, I'm sorry, that wasn't a mom. She was actually an American still in Afghanistan. That was heartbreaking to hear how they didn't even tell her that was the last transport plane going out. She did not know until that time that she and the 37 people she's trying to protect who had helped Americans so they would kill them, the Taliban, she did not even know that they were shit out of luck. Timothy says, you hear of first world countries and third world countries. Where are the second world countries? That's a good question, Timothy. Is that just another case of the middle child gets ignored type thing? That's a very, very good question. Oh, Willie. Took a tour of Auschwitz with my folks. It was super dusty and they had a nice free shoe selection. Oh, man. Nolan says, Trump gets 2 scoops of ice cream, media and Dems, but I repeat myself. He's literally Hitler, yeah. Biden hands out stuff over to terrorists and abandons our people. He's the second coming of Christ. And it's sad, Nolan. It just takes place on both sides. You know, again, Trump did plenty of stupid things. And when he would do them, even as somebody who voted for Trump, you guys know, you were here in the streams with me, it's like, you got to call him out for it because he's the president. And it's important that he not do stupid things. But the sides just don't see that. Now, when Biden does something, and this was horrific to me, but you got all types of people trying to spin it for him. Because that's all that matters to them, is that you don't give an inch to the other side. It doesn't matter that he got 13 military members and a bunch of civilians killed. It just doesn't matter because acquiescing to that might give the other side a little momentum. That's what it comes down to. Big Green's got a good point. He says maybe France is a second world country, and that's why we don't talk about second world countries. That's a good explanation. Chrome says, looking for a copy of the Post. It's pretty bad. Kept checking his watch when he was meant to be paying respect to the fallen. Yikes. Also, he kept making about him when talking to her. Threw his hands up. Wow. Yeah, if you find that, oh, excuse me, guys, sorry, I got to tickle my nose. If you find that link it here for me, Chrome, I'd like to see that. Lud says, yeah, second world countries are those who used to be part of the USSR, like the countries in the Balkans. that's actually probably not a bad designation, Lud. Yeah. Oh, so and Rose is saying the same thing. Second world was initially used to refer to the Soviet Union and the Communist bloc. The term first world was for the NATO bloc. Third world is unaffiliated. The meanings change over time. Very, very cool. Now, I did not know any of that. You guys just brought that up. That's very cool. That's interesting. Learned something today. Johnny says, I'm starting to believe the president doesn't have all his marbles. It's unfortunate, Johnny. It really is. I mean, despite the fact that I didn't vote for him, I told you guys that right at the election. You know, he's the president. I root for him to do well. And this is not well. It's the antithesis of well. Oh, okay. Chrome's got that link for me. Hold on, guys. Let me just quick check that. So now they're canceling the mother of a fallen soldier. She's been banned from Facebook. Okay, seems it. Because I was assuming it was... Wow. This message is for you. I know my face touched in your brain. This isn't about you. Don't make it about you. Wow. I'm just reading what this lady said. If you want to read these, just click on Chrome's link, guys. Really annoyed with me. What? Wow. Oh yeah. I'm sure they took. I'm sure they eliminated her. Yeah. No way they're gonna allow her to stay on social media with coming after Biden like that, especially. And the thing was, and she's somebody who had the balls to, at least to do it to his face, and she still gets knocked off. Pearl says, love your reactions. Hope you're doing great, bro. Lots of love from me. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's kind of you to say. Rosa says, jokes don't exist, like Australia. I'm an educated flat earther. Do not try me. Code says, when I think of a second world country, the only place that comes into mind is Switzerland. Oh, you gotta go, ZW? Well, thanks for being in while you could, pal. Ian says, hey, Curtis, Belgian waffles or blue waffles? Let's go Belgian. We have pics of Biden checking his watch as well, so it's pretty confirmed it's not made up. Jeez. Boy, I mean, he's digging himself in deep. Not that he wasn't already in deep when when 13 American soldiers got killed, but holy crap. Lex says, I was once racist towards a Jewish person. I broke into Green's house and started screaming obscenities at his oven. And sure, you must have posted it before. She says, I'm going to keep posting this joke. It's funny, I swear. Okay, that's pretty good, Miss Og. So if Belgium made waffles, why Luftwaffe is Germany Air Force? Johnny says the Republicans are doing cartwheels at this point. I got to tell you though, Johnny, that bothered me a little too. And you're right, they are. And it's like, let's at least try and tamp down the excitement when 13 American soldiers are dead, a litany of civilians are dead, and there are still Americans trapped in Afghanistan. I just, and I said it over and over. It was a horrifically stupid, ineffectual means of pulling out the troops. And I think what bothers me as much as anything else is Biden's total unwillingness to take ownership of it. The guy who keeps saying the buck stops with me. But what gets me is he keeps saying the buck stops with me. But prior to every time he says that, he goes through a whole list of other people he can blame, whether it's Trump or the Afghan army or whoever. He blames everybody else and says, but the buck stops with me. Didn't sound like it does. You don't want the buck anywhere near you. Jack says, good chocolates. Oh, yeah, Belgian chocolates. Really? Rosa says, the best thing about Belgium is their fries. Have you ever eaten fries in Belgium? You can't eat American fries anymore without crying. They're so bad in comparison. Really? I didn't know that. I like fries. You piqued my interest, Rosa. I like fries. Code says Biden probably having the greatest catastrophe in U.S. modern history, while CNN be like Orange Man bad though. It is. I mean, just the state we're in this nation right now. Again, where everything is about political maneuvering. If you're on one side, you can't hold anybody from your side accountable, lest it affect you in an upcoming election, and it's just stunning. Masag says, imagine being both German and French. Yeah, that's Belgium. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Masag. One of the Marines who died there in Afghanistan was Iranian American. I didn't know that. Nacho says, what does the French and hot garbage have in common? They make their presence known without your consent, and the smell physically hurts. Chrome says, oh, definitely. Belgium is great for chocolate and fries with mayo. Another place I've been on holiday. I made that chocolate last so long. Ooh. You guys are really getting to me here. What is that? Hold on a second. I gotta look something up. I'm mixing up something on my nations here. Let me just check something quick. I'm trying to remember which. Can't remember which one it was. There's one of the pavilions in Epcot, and I can't remember. No, it wouldn't be Norway's pavilion. Where I thought I had seen some Belgian products. Couldn't have been Mexico. Obviously not China. Maybe Germany? I gotta look when we go if I can remember. Okay, here I'm gonna list you guys the nations that are in the Epcot World Showcase. I know I saw Belgian chocolate in one of them at one point. Who would it most likely be? The countries are Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, Italy, United States, Japan, Morocco, France, UK, and Canada. Any ideas who that would most likely be? Because you guys talking about that got me remembering. I know I'd seen Belgian chocolate there. So with us going back down, I'd like to look for some more, but Belgium is not one of the countries in the pavilions. Probably France, you think, Philip? Okay. I wonder if it was France. I just can't remember which one it was. I don't even know if they still, if they still have it. It was some time ago, but now I'd kind of like to look for it, especially with you guys talking about this. I know, Big Green. You're right. I love how this chill stream has been about train suicides. We wish this train to commit suicide. Trans suicides. Fuck France and current events. Yeah. Quick says Belgium doesn't have fries. They only eat chocolate and German cock. Jesus. France or Germany would probably work. They both make good chocolate. Okay, I'll check them out when we go this time and see if I can find it. Because you guys got me amped up for it now. John Gomez says, Uncle Curtis, interpreter who helped rescue Biden in 2008, left behind after U.S. exit. Wall Street bitch ass YouTube won't let me post link. Oh, I know about that one, John. That's the one I was just talking about. Yeah, that interpreter is the one I just been discussing, who was on, I assume the same person, got to be. She was an interpreter too. She was on CNN with Chris Cuomo. Yeah, and she's left behind, and they didn't even tell her that was the last plane out, that she was just shit out of luck. She didn't even know. That's fucked up. That is so fucked. Everything about this situation has been so fucked up. Rosa says, I had a friend that lived in Belgium, has educated me that soccer is called football and that you guys are gay for not calling it such, I'm sure. I miss him so much. I still have contact with his boyfriend, though. I know what you mean as far as when you have a friend, because it's happened to me, that you don't get to be around anymore. Yeah, you do get that longing. Chrome says, every day it just makes me madder and madder. It's understandable. I've been aware this would happen for about 6 months now, but I didn't expect to see people hung from American helicopters. No. I mean, everything about it was just done so poorly. And people try and, the people that try to just at all costs protect Biden, try to turn it into a conversation of whether or not American soldiers should be there. That's a entirely separate conversation. It's the withdrawal of the troops was completely fucked up and cost a lot of lives. Lick says, you are pretty gay. That's one thing I'll agree with Belgians about. I am not surprised you're in agreement, Licks. Yeah. No notification, John? Yeah. Not a surprise there, pal. Not a surprise. Big Green says, oh, thank God. I was just told we don't exist. Now I don't feel so bad about all the war crimes. Johnny and Licks are both on edge today. Johnny says, I don't call it soccer. I call it fairies jogging leisurely. Jesus Christ. Fairies jogging leisurely. Oh, God, you guys. Oh, excuse me. Solar says, Joey Boy burned away all goodwill from the UK when he did that. That was a Titanic fuck up and he should be held accountable for it. Why, I imagine you love America. We hate your president right now. No, I understand, Solar. Well, we're getting that deservedly, unfortunately, from a lot of the world. Germany has had that I know of has had a similar response. You can't, I mean, it was fucked up, and there are people from all over the world there that were adversely affected by the fuck up. It's understandable that other nations would be pissed. Chrome says, God, I'm looking forward to seeing Disney again next year. I go to Florida fairly regularly, but it's been a long time since Disney. My niece will be 4, so the perfect time. Oh yeah, that's perfect, Chrome. That is absolutely the perfect age. As always, guys, anytime, because you guys know how much we love Disney, anytime you guys are going down that way, please let me know, because there's always a chance that we might. It's just so much fun on the rare occasions that I get to meet some of you guys from the channel. And it seems like most of the time, it's happened a couple times, it's been a real regular, but most of the time, if people recognize me from the channel, it's, nothing wrong with this, but it's typically people who stay in the background. People who like to watch but don't necessarily comment or come to the live streams. So the people that I really made a connection with, it's great to put faces to names. Wolverine says American can do no wrong. Soccer is the real name. It wasn't actually. I read somewhere that we didn't come up with the term soccer. The British did, right? I I know it wasn't us. I think it was the British actually came up with the term. I mean, but they still call it football. But somehow they came up with the term soccer as well, and we kind of adopted it. Code says now those poor Americans who left behind will either be executed or become hostages. That will cost us $1 million a head at the minimum. Fuck Biden, man. Yeah, so that's what we're all afraid of. We're all afraid of. Wolfall says me and Lude can finally have our children's card game. Excuse me. Jack says, "Hey, don't blame us for soccer when we get blamed for America still." Is it though? I could be wrong on that one. I know soccer is not originally an American term. I think it was British. Is Philip still here? Philip usually knows that stuff right off the top of his head. He's really good with any type of history. But I could be wrong about which nation it was. Chrome says we're thinking of going to that high-end Japanese place in Epcot. I haven't been there yet. The one with the tasting menu. And I got to try one of those 2 pizza places in Disney you talked about. Also Japanese store. Oh, yeah, don't miss the Japan store, Chrome. It's awesome. You will, especially hopefully by the time you get down here, because we know, distribution of everything worldwide, distribution channels are down. So hopefully they'll be able to have even more stock. But yeah, don't miss the Japan store. And then, again, even better than giving you the name, the pizza place in Italy, it's easy to find because when you walk past the Italy pavilion, just walk straight back. And you walk right into it. And then the other place is in Disney Springs, which used to be known as Downtown Disney. There, you'll see, if you're in Disney Springs, there's a hot air balloon that you can go take rides in. If you're standing looking at the hot air balloon, to your right there will be a bridge. Walk over that bridge, and right to the left when you get to the other side is the pizza place. But I'll give you all the details when you're going. Spezgil says, this stream has been the highlight of my week. Oh my God, this has been fun. I really needed this. Thank you so much, guys. I lost interest in pretty much everything in my life, but I'm already really excited for the next one. Oh, I don't like hearing that, Spezgil, about losing interest, but we're always here for you, pal. We're all here for one another. We are a coarse, hardcore group, but I think that's what a lot of us really need, want, and enjoy. And yes, tomorrow, Spezgil will have another one similar to this because it'll be Free for All Friday on a Wednesday. That just has the makings of being some really fucked up stuff. Oh, soccer is an English word, Jack says, so I'm assuming it was us. I thought so. I thought it was English. That surprised me. I'd always thought that was just something the Americans came up with because can't call it football because we have football. Oh, now Lick says it was Japanese. They call it soccer first. It was popular in Japan before it got to America. Really? Huh. For a stream so hateful sounding, this was a fun ride. It was, Big Green. The thing I can say is it's just a case of a lot of people coming together who have similar senses of humor. I don't think there's much of anybody here who honestly has a true hatred for any of the things or individuals that have been brought up. But if somebody can't take a joke pointed at their whatever nationality, skin color, religion, in today's stream, sexual identity, if you can't, this just probably isn't the place for you because we joke about everything. Azaria says, well, throw me down a roof and see if I survive the fall. Then I call myself hardcore. Rose, it's funny you said that. Rose says, I thought the stream froze because Curtis paused for a second. Rose, I did the same thing because I try and keep on these chat streams. I have a small box. I just have a small box with the stream going here that's not on my dashboard, but is on the outgoing signal. And I did the same thing. I just happened to look over at that and it's like, oh, that big fucking freak bald head isn't moving. And because it's on a delay for me too. And I was like, oh wait, there it goes. Niall says, why is it American football if they don't use their feet? Well, you've got a good point, Niall. I've always said that's an odd terminology for it, considering the feet are used sparingly. Kicking field goals and extra points and kickoffs and punting. All the main meat of the game has nothing to do with feet other than that they move really, really fast. Dragon says, what did Hitler get his granddaughter for her 5th birthday? An easy bake oven. Of course. Of course it was. Dylan says, was just surfing Pornhub before I got the stream notification. So luckily I'm already hanging out. What's today's subject? You're in, Dylan. You're in perfect shape. It's been all over the board today, pal. Johnny says, when my daughter goes on Christmas break, we're going to Disney. I need a vacation. I haven't taken one in a while. Awesome, Johnny. Well, like I say, and I mean this sincerely, guys, any of you guys, if you are planning a Disney trip and you want any heads up on stuff, just contact me in any one of the many different ways you can get a hold of me. I'm happy to give you any tips I can, because there are tips for saving money at Disney all over the place. Spagio says, just remembered I work tomorrow, but it's, oh, bummer. But it's nice to have this amazing community. I'll still try and drop by if I'm on break or something. You guys are awesome. Well, thank you, Spagio. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'll try it. While I'm down at Disney, there's always a chance I can pop on for a stream real quick or something. But it just won't be, our regular traditional streams. That's all. Ian says, Curtis, we're required to wear face shields over our face masks, but still get daily new COVID-19 cases of 22,000 plus. Hashtag only in the Philippines. Yeah, I said, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. A lot of, not me, I mean, I'm just a dope sitting in front of a camera, but a lot of the epidemiologists have said there's only so much you can do against a coronavirus. I mean, not that it's bad to try. It isn't. I mean, you got to do whatever you can to try and tamp it down some. But they said coronavirus, when it decides it's going to come get you, it's going to come get you. They said that right at the very beginning of discovering COVID-19, and they've been right. Jeez. All right, guys. Well, I got to go. Guys, thank you so much for this. This stream was a fucking riot. If this is what just a regular run-of-the-mill Tuesday stream is like, I can't even imagine what Free For All Friday on Wednesday, that's already going to set the world to kilter, is going to be like tomorrow. That's going to be a rockin' time. Today was a rockin' time. Holy shit. My throat is actually a little sore from all the laughing. You guys were spot on, especially Licks and Johnny. Oh my God. You guys were, all of you were awesomely edgy today. So with that in mind, I'm going to disperse some edgy, sticky stuff. Oh, it's going to, be careful you don't get caught, because it's going to be edgy. Pampu, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. It's edgy. I'm edgy. See, I'm an actor, acting edgy. Because we'll bang, okay? Flashlight like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and always edgy beyond what words can describe. Goose. Goosh.